Hello everyone, this is Art of War by Sun Tzu. Behind me stands a monument to one of the most significant battles fought in this region, the Battle of Cegar. A battle that, without a doubt, helped shape the future of this country. Today we'll explore the core principles of Art of War and reveal how they were applied in this very battle. By 1804, the first Serbian uprising had erupted against Ottoman rule, fueled by years of harsh oppression and heavy taxation. The rebellion saw early success, but by 1809, Serbian forces found themselves increasingly outmatched by Ottoman reinforcements. The Battle of Cegar became a pivotal moment in this struggle, exemplifying both the resilience of Serbian rebels and the strategic principles that would define their fight for independence. Chapter 1: Deception. All warfare is based on deception, or basically lie like you're on Tinder. By 1809, the Serbian rebels, led by Commander Stevan Sinjelic, the guy behind me, were cornered by Ottoman forces after a series of battles. Outnumbered and surrounded on Cegar Hill near Niš, their situation appeared hopeless. Sinjelic recognized that direct combat would lead to annihilation. Instead, he orchestrated a masterful ruse. His forces pretended to be fractured, luring Ottoman troops into a reckless advance. Enemy closed in, the Serbs regrouped in a tightly packed defensive formation, masking their true intent. When the Ottomans breached their lines, Sinjelic ignited hidden gunpowder reserve, triggering a cataclysmic explosion that consumed both armies. It is said the explosion was so big it was heard as far as 30 kilometers away. This act of deception transformed certain defeat into Pyrrhic victory. By appearing vulnerable, the Serbs exploited Ottoman confidence, a direct application of Sun Tzu's counsel to hold out baits to entice the enemy. The explosion not only killed thousands of Ottomans, but also shattered their psychological resolve, delaying their advance and inspiring Serbian resistance. Sinjelic's gambit epitomized the idea that deception is not merely a tactic, but a strategic ethos, turning desperation into a weapon. Chapter 2: Know yourself and your enemy. If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the results of 100 battles. The Ottoman rolled up Cegar Hill expecting to be playing on easy mode, except Serbs said, actually, we are playing Dark Souls and it will be insanely difficult. The Serbs shoved all in. Defeat meant the collapse of their uprising and brutal Ottoman reprisal. Sinjelic understood his army's limitation, diminishing supplies, fatigue, and numerical inferiority, but also recognized Ottoman's complacency. The Ottoman commander, Hurshid Pasha, underestimated Serbian resolve, assuming their fragmented forces would capitulate. Sinjelic's decision to detonate the gunpowder was rooted in stark self-awareness. He knew his forces could not win conveniently, but leveraged their willingness to die for independence. Simultaneously, he exploited the Ottomans' cultural blind spot, their belief that Balkan rebels lacked the discipline for such sacrificial tactics. Sun Tzu's emphasis on dual awareness, internal and external, is stark here. The Serbs' victory lay not in surviving, but in redefining victory in self. On this spot, they made the explosion. Their sacrifice exposed the Ottomans' failure to grasp the rebels' physiological depth, violating Sun Tzu's warning. Do not presume the enemy will not come. Prepare for their arrival. Do not presume the enemy will not attack. Make your position unassailable. Chapter 3. Avoid strength, attack weaknesses. The Ottoman strength lay in their numbers, artillery and supply lines. The Serbs, lacking comparable resources, could not engage in prolonged combat. Sinjelic avoided confrontation of the Ottoman army's physical might. Instead, he targeted their physiological and strategic vulnerabilities. By luring them into confined space, he negated their numerical advantage. The explosion exploited their lack of preparation for unconventional tactics, striking not as their bodies but their morale. Sun Tzu distinguishes between Qi direct and Qi indirect actions. The Serbs employed Qi brilliantly, attacking the Ottomans' invisible weakness, their hubris. This aligns with Sun Tzu's accents. To secure ourselves against defeat lies in our own hands, but the opportunity of defeating the enemy is provided by enemy himself. The Ottomans' overconfidence became the Serbs' weapon. In simple terms, don't bring a sword to a bomb party. Chapter 4. Flexibility and Adaptation. The art of pivoting. Trapped on this hill, Cegar Hill, the Serbs faced absolute annihilation. Conventional tactics like holding the high ground, counterattacks were futile. The numbers simply did not add up for this tactic. Sinjelic had to abandon tradition and innovate. The decision to detonate the gunpowder was a radical adaptation. By redefining victory as martyrdom, Sinjelic turned his army's inevitable destruction into a tool of physiological warfare. This mirrors Sun Tzu's advice to modify tactics relation to enemy's disposition and thereby succeed in winning. Essentially, if we can't win the fight, we can at least win the Oscar for the best plot twist. Chapter 5. Preparation and Conflict. The Serbian uprising took years and years of preparation, forging alliances, smuggling arms. It was a tremendous effort to, make the uprising reality. However, at Cegar, diplomatic relationships and Russian support that was supposed to arrive did not. Facing annihilation, the Serbs shifted from Sun Tzu's ideal of winning without fighting to a grim acceptance of battle. Yet their preparation still played a role. The rebels' prior unity and ideological resolve enabled Sinjelic's sacrificial gambit, which prolonged the uprising momentum. He turned uprising into a master class of chaotic energy. Sun Tzu acknowledges that preparation cannot always avert conflict. If you cannot win, prepare for defense. If you cannot defend, prepare for death. Modern military and corporations alike emphasize preventive strategies. Examples: sanctions and cyber defense. To avoid direct conflict. Cegar reminds us that even when preparation fails, its residual cohesion and discipline can salvage meaning from defeat. Sun Tzu warns that a leader without wisdom cannot exploit the enemy's weakness. It is actually in chapter 1. Sinjelic's wisdom lay in redefining victory, not survival, but legacy. His leadership transformed a military disaster into a cultural touchstone, proving that discipline and example can outlast physical defeat. Modern leadership theories echo Tzu's virtues, emphasizing emotional intelligence and ethical courage. Sinjelic's legacy, a leader who shared his troops' fate, resonates in contexts from corporative crises to political movements. The Battle of Cegar stands as a harrowing yet illuminating case study of art of war in practice. Each principle, from deception and leadership to logistics and unity, was tested under existential duress. revealing the interplay of strategy, psychology, and human resilience. Sun Tzu's teaching, to rooted in ancient warfare, transcend time and context. They are not about winning battles, but mastering the art of influence over enemies, terrain, and, at the end of the day, history itself. The Serbs' defiance of Cegar, though physically catastrophic, achieved Sun Tzu's ultimate aim, to subdue the enemy's will and etch the strategy into the annals of legacy. In this, the battle is less a tale of defeat than a testament to the enduring power of strategic thought. Thank you everyone for watching and have a great day. Bye.